Well, the drivers' coaches meeting has just ended. For everybody that is here already, welcome to the fourth Adriatic Sea League meet of our FTC season.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, folks. Today, in our first of 23 qualification matches on the Red Alliance, we have 22380 Screw Ups and 8588 Finger Puppet Mafia. On the Blue Alliance, we have 22479 Royal Robots and 7196 Everything That's Radical.
I'm here on the ground with one of the first teams we have in their pit. What team are you?
22479 Royal Robots.
And what is your game plan for this meet?
For this, well, we're not supposed to say.
Another team has just arrived. What team are you guys?
7196, Everything That's Radical.
And are you excited for the upcoming meet?
Yes!
Hello there. Oh, what team are you guys?
We are 22380, and we're the Screw Ups.
And are you excited for this meet?
Yeah.
And what team are you guys?
Finger Puppet Mafia.
Are you excited for this meet?
Yes, sir.
Teams, you may now take the field.
You see, as our teams take the field, there are 2 teams per alliance and 2 alliances, the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance. These 2 alliances are going to compete against each other, but the 2 teams on the alliances are going to compete as a team. As you watch the matches, you will notice that the matches are separated into 3 different time periods indicated by buzzers or whistles. These time periods are autonomous, where the robot will operate by its own code. Teleop, where the drivers will control the robot via controller. And in-game, where the drivers will have the option to pull up on the bars for extra points. Looks like the teams are off. Everything that's radical hangs a specimen on the high chamber.
We see 22380 pushing samples into their net zone. 7196, everything that's radical, going back to hang another specimen.
They are successful. 2 specimens on the high chamber and a park in the observation zone.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Now begins the teleop period, where we see 22479 scoring a sample in their low basket. 22380 pushing those samples into the net zone.
Looks like the Finger Puppet Mafia 8588 is going for a specimen in their observation zone. They do have it, and looks like they're probably going to try to hang it on that chamber there.
7196 going in for another specimen. 22479 reaching into the submersible, attempting to pick up a sample.
And the Finger Puppet Mafia does get that specimen on the high chamber at the same time as everything that's radical gets another specimen on their high chamber.
Finger Puppet Mafia going for another specimen.
Everything that's radical is now up to 4 specimens on the high chamber, and they're pushing another sample into their observation zone. Oh, it looks like they might be stuck on it there, but they managed to get out and get it in the observation zone.
22479 going for another sample.
They get it out of the submersible.
And hanging on the high chamber.
They place it on the ground, and their linear slide mechanism puts it in the low basket. Everything that's radical going for one last specimen. It is now the end game period. Everything that's radical almost gets it on, but it falls in the submersible. Royal Robots gets another sample, and they drop it in the net zone. Everything that's radical currently has a level 2 ascent with them hanging on that bar.
Both teams on the Red Alliance with a park. Everything that's radical with a second level ascent, and Royal Robots with a park.
Congratulations, teams.
Currently, this does look like a win for the Red Alliance to the score of 87-20. Blue Alliance, sorry.
As you can see here on this screen, you can see the different separation of when teams scored their points. So, for example, the Blue Alliance scored 5 specimens on the high chamber in their teleop period and 2 specimens on the high chamber in their autonomous period.
Teams are picking up their robots. Scores should be coming in soon.
It's important to note that also, as they're tallying up scores, sometimes fouls may be added, and when a foul is added, it is not subtracted from the team that got it, but added to the opposing alliance. So sometimes that can make for drastic score changes. Our next teams are preparing to take the field for the next match. Looks like it's going to be the Bellevue Blockheads and You Bet on, or are you guys Top Bot? And Top Bot on the Blue Alliance, and the Guild of Gears, and everything that's, and Deviation from the Norm on the Red Alliance.
Teams, you may take the field.
Our next match is ready. The teams have taken the field. You see a lot of different and innovative designs in these robots that have been designed to meet certain problems. For example, the Guild of Gears has made an angled covering for their robot, so if they were to drop something on their robot, it would slide off and not get stuck on them, which could cause them penalties if they tried to work with other specimens or samples. And here the robots go. Looks like Top Bot gets a specimen on the high chamber.
Deviation from the norm, going for samples in the high basket. They do score 1.
And Guild of Gears gets a park in the observation zone.
Top Bot hanging 2 specimens on that high chamber.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And here the drivers go. It looks like Top Bot is pushing samples into their observation zone to get turned into specimens.
Looks like Deviation from the norm has a specimen stuck under their robot.
Top Bot attempting to get one of those specimens, but instead launches it off the side. Looks like the Bellevue Blockheads are pushing samples into the net zone. Top Bot does manage to get that specimen on the high chamber. Guild of Gears getting a sample turned into a specimen.
Looks like Deviation from the norm still has that sample stuck under their robot.
If Deviation from the norm does not get that sample unstuck from their robot, they will be unable to interact with any other samples or specimens without risking a 5-point penalty.
Top Bot reaching into the submersible, attempting to pick up samples.
They currently have 5 specimens on the high chamber.
We are now in the end game period.
Guild of Gears has another specimen, and it looks like they're going to be going for that on the high chamber. They succeed.
Top bot looking to ascend.
And they do manage to pull off a second level ascent hanging there.
Guild of Gears
with a first level ascent and a park by Bellevue blockheads and deviation from the norm. Great match there, and if you look over on this screen, you can see the points being tallied up currently.
Currently, this does look like another win for the Blue Alliance with a score of 88-35.
Looks like the drivers are now getting their robots from the field, and the scores are in. It looks like the Blue Alliance just got a win and an event high score. Congratulations to those two teams.
With a final score of 106-61.
Excellent job, Blue Alliance. This is back for our first match. And back in our first match, the scores were 107-36.
In our third qualification of the day, on the Red Alliance, we have Team 20097 Robo-Raptors and 8813 Winter Soldiers against, on the Blue Alliance, 6545
The Night Riders
and
Schmizman. If you've been at any of our previous meets, there were 5-minute breaks throughout the day. But since we have all the teams in our league here today, we are going to see seamless matches throughout the days. And our teams have just taken the field. I like Fusion 360. You can see our teams as they're preparing for the upcoming match, talking to their partner in their alliance, planning out what they're going to do in the match. The strategy you make with your partner team is very important in this year's challenges, because when you have another team operating on the same side, you have to understand what the other team is going to do if you're prepared to work together in a seamless alliance. And the autonomous has started. It looks like it's just going to be Schmizman and the Robo Raptors both securing a specimen on the high chamber and going for a second.
Schmizman hanging two specimen, attempting to hang a second specimen. They do miss it. Robo Raptors had one specimen hung.
Seems like they're frozen on that
Drivers,
high
pick
chamber
up your
now.
Controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And our teams are off. Looks like the Robo Raptors are attempting to get a sample from the submersible, and they are successful. Robo Raptors now has 3 specimens on that wall for their robot to get. Schmizman just put a sample in their observation zone, and now it looks like they're going to be turning that into a specimen for their robot.
Robo Raptors grabbing another specimen or sample from the submersible.
Night Riders looks as if they're trying to push those samples into the net zone. They have been successful in pushing 2 in. Winter Soldiers are also pushing the samples into their net zone. Robo Raptors has quite a lot of specimens up on that wall there, but Schmizman is also doing very well at getting those samples or specimens on the high chamber. It's end game.
Robo Raptors going for that specimen on their wall.
They knock it over. Schmizman looks as if they might have a chance to get 2 more specimens on the high chamber. Schmizman does get that final specimen, and both Robo Raptors and Schmizman gets a park in the observation zone. Congratulations, teams.
Currently, this does look like a win for the Blue Alliance with a score of 79-36.
As you look over to the screen where the points will be tallied up, take a quick look at these symbols here. They show where the team scored their points and how many they scored. So, for example, this here would be 60 points because there is 6 specimens on the high chamber in the teleop period. If no penalties are added, it does look like a secure win for the Blue Alliance. Let's see here. And the points are in. The Blue Alliance gets a win 82-39. Congratulations to those teams on the Blue Alliance. Great job.
In our 4th qualification match, we have Team 11721 Central Processing Units and 10139 Glitch Mob against on the Blue Alliance 22380 Screw Ups and 8672 You Bet. Teams, you may take the field.
Looks like the Blue Alliance has their robots set in position in the field, as well as the Red Alliance. The autonomous portion has just started. It looks like the teams on the Blue Alliance are going to be moving. You Bet attempts to get a sample in the high basket, but looks like it fell. And the Screw Ups get a park in the observation zone.
Both teams on the Red Alliance remain dormant.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like a wheel just fell off of Glitch Mob right there. Oh, CPU, sorry. Wow, it looks like the CPUs are raining parts right now.
Glitch Mob attempting to pick up a sample.
Screw Ups look like they're pushing samples over towards their team's observation zone.
You Bet has 2 samples in the high basket.
They collect another, drop it in their basket, and get it up into the high basket there.
Central Processing Units has a sample stuck inside of their robot. You Bet grabs a sample from the submersible.
Looks like Glitch Mob's having some trouble controlling their robot without that fourth wheel. And now they have a sample stuck under their robot.
You bet, attempting to pick up a specimen from the wall. They grab it, and that's 2 on the high chamber for You Bet.
Looks like the CPUs are going for a second level ascent, and they do successfully get there. And that's a successful second level ascent for the CPUs. Glitch Mob gets a park.
Currently, this looks like a win for the Blue Alliance with a score of 61-0. It looks like we may have some penalties on the Red Alliance from when 11721 lost some parts.
As you can see the points being added up here, it looks like the Blue Alliance has a lead of 61-0. However, the points are still being added up. There's a chance of penalties for either destruction of the field or dropping parts.
Teams are picking up their robots.
And here come the results. Looks like a win for the Blue Alliance, 89-18. And the Blue Alliance did get 15 points foul there. Congratulations, Blue Alliance.
In our 5th qualification match of the meet, we have on the Red Alliance 6545 Knight Riders and 22479 Royal Robots. Opposing them on the Blue Alliance is 8988 Bellevue Blockheads and 6093 Deviation from the Norm.
Looks like the refs are inspecting the field currently.
This is just a reminder, folks, as the robots do use Wi-Fi to connect to their driver hubs, please turn off all your Wi-Fi networks so the robots can have good connection. Thank you.
Teams, you may now take the field. Looks like the teams are setting their robots up for autonomous. Looks like the Royal Robots might have some connection problems with their robot right now. It appears that they're currently checking the wires. And here goes autonomous. Looks like we have two robots moving, deviation from the norm, and Royal Robots, deviation from the norm, gets a sample in the high basket. Looks like they're going for a second. Royal Robots get a specimen on the high chamber and one in their robot. Deviation from the norm gets a third specimen in the high basket there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And here the teams go.
Royal Robots attempting to hang a specimen on the high bar. They do.
Bellevue Blockheads pushing samples into the observation zone so that they can be
Deviation from the
turned
norm
into
with another
specimens.
score in the high basket. Knight Riders pushing samples into their net zone.
Royal Robots going for a third specimen.
They missed the first time, but
It does not look like they can manage to pull it on, and yes, they do. That specimen is secured on the high chamber. Deviation from the norm has been very successful this match. They've been collecting as many samples as they can.
Royal Robots with another hang on the high chamber.
Getting them in the high basket.
$65-45, looks like they had a wheel fall off. It is now endgame.
The Knight Riders Mechanum wheel just sitting there could become an obstacle for the Red Alliance if they're planning on hanging. Blockheads get a park in the observation zone.
Royal Robots going for a fifth specimen on the high chamber. And they are successful. Oh, never mind.
Deviation from the norm, quick to get a park right there. And Royal Robots have to stop their robot because time runs out, but they did manage to get 4 specimens. Currently, it looks like a lead for the Blue Alliance, 93-55, but points are still being tallied up.
Teams are
have
picking up their robots.
And here comes the final points. It's going to get tallied up right here. That's a win for the Blue Alliance, 99-60. Congratulations, Blue Alliance. Good job, teams.
The Red Alliance did get 5 foul points. In our sixth match of the day, we have on the Red Alliance 8588 Finger Puppet Mafia with 8813 Winter Soldiers. On the Blue Alliance, we have 8672 You Bet and 6603 at Guild of Gears.
Looks like the Finger Puppets Mafia has taken the field. Guild of Gears are heading over.
On the Red Alliance, we are missing Team 8672 You Bet.
Oh, here they are.
Not actually talking on the mic.
Just a reminder to our teams, when you're taking the field, please don't come around this back way because of the cords. If you come around the field this way, that would be great. Thank you.
Tap that once. Like any kind of conversation.
Looks like our teams are going ahead with their autonomous. You Bet drops that sample again. Looks like Guild of Gears were going for a specimen there, but they appear to have dropped it as well. They do get a park in the observation, though. You Bet does get
Drivers,
a point
pick up your
for
controllers.
having that
3,
sample in the net
2,
zone.
1.
And here the teams go. Looks like Finger Puppet Mafia is going to go for that specimen in their observation zone there. You Bet gets a sample in the high basket. They collect another one.
Guild of Gears looks to be stuck on a sample.
It looks like You Bet might have a sample stuck in their system.
Finger Puppet Mafia attempting to hang a specimen on the high chamber.
You Bet gets that sample
successful.
out of their collection mechanism and drops it in the high basket. Looks like Guild of Gears is going for a specimen.
Finger Puppet Mafia with another specimen on their robot.
Field of Gears gets that specimen. Looks like they're headed for the high chamber with it. They
Finger
are
Puppet
successful.
Mafia's hanging another specimen on that high chamber.
Looks like You Bet got another sample in their mechanism, but it looks like it's gotten stuck again. However, they have righted it, and they get it in the high basket at the same time as Guild of Gears gets that specimen on the high chamber.
Finger Puppet Mafia going for their third specimen of the match.
It looks like the Winter Soldiers have parked in the net zone.
Along with 2 parks on the Blue Alliance and 1 park on the Red Alliance.
Excellent match there. The points are still being tallied up, but it looks like the Blue Alliance does have a lead of 49-22.
Teams are picking up their robots from the field.
Still waiting for the final points to be tallied up. And it looks like the Blue Alliance did get a win, 55-25. Congratulations, Blue Alliance. Good job, teams.
In our 7th qualification match of the day, we have on the Red Alliance 24296 Top Bot with 10139 Glitch Mob, and on the Blue Alliance 7400 Schmizman and 11721 Central Processing Units.
Teams, you may now take the field. Looks like Schmizman and CPUs are on the Blue Alliance with Glitch Mob and Hotbot on the Red Alliance. Looks like Schmizman tried to get a specimen on that high chamber there, but they do drop it in the submersible.
Top bot going for their second specimen. They did drop the first one. Top bot is
And-
successful in their second specimen hang.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like the CPUs did just get hung up on a specimen or sample.
Schmizman pushes a sample into their observation zone.
Looks as if Glitch Mob, their robot, has frozen. They may be having some connection issues currently.
Schmizman attempting to pick up a sample from the submersible.
They succeed in that.
Top bot hanging their third specimen on the high chamber.
Schmizman going for another specimen. They drop it in the submersible.
Looks like Glitch Mob is active.
Topbot does drop their fifth specimen. Looks like they're going for an alliance neutral sample. And they get it in the high basket.
Schmizman going for a hang on the high chamber. That is successful.
Looks like the CPUs are still missing their wheel from earlier, but they are going for samples into the net zone.
Top bot hanging another sample in their high basket. Top bot getting a second level ascent. Schmizman parking. Currently, this does look like a win for the Red Alliance. The score of 72-36. Scores are coming in, and this looks like a win for the Red
And
Alliance with a score of 75-39.
Congratulations, Red Alliance.
In our 8th qualification match of the day, we have on the Red Alliance team 7196, Everything That's Radical with 8672, You Bet. On the Blue Alliance, we have team 20097, Robo Raptors, and 6545, Night Rider.
Looks like both teams from the Blue Alliance are ready and prepared to take the field.
Both teams from the Red Alliance still yet to show up. Everything That's Radical has shown up.
And here come the screw-ups.
You Bet.
Looks like the teams from the Red Alliance are coordinating their game plan together.
Red Alliance is taking the field.
And here comes Blue Alliance. In our earlier match, we saw CPUs lose their wheel for a second time. And earlier we did see the Knight Riders lose a wheel, so it'll be interesting to see if they have that fixed. Here we go, Robo Raptors and Everything That's Radical both have one specimen on the high chamber. Both teams going for their second. And Robo Raptors is successful. Everything That's Radical barely misses that specimen on the high chamber there.
71-96. Although they missed their second one, their autonomous did push it back to their observation zone.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Everything That's Radical backs out of the observation zone.
Robo Raptors quick to push those 3 Alliance samples into their observation zone.
Like Everything That's Radical has got that specimen there. They do miss hanging it on the high chamber though.
Robo Raptors grabs that specimen off the wall.
You Bet is getting those Alliance neutral samples and putting them in the baskets. They currently have 2 in the high basket and 1 in the low basket.
Knight Riders pushing samples into their net zone.
Robo Raptors have done a very good job of getting those specimens on the high chamber there. Looks like they're going for another one out of the submersible. It does appear that Knight Riders might be having a little bit of issue controlling their robot. It is now the end game period. Looks like Everything That's Radical got a 3rd specimen on the high chamber. Robo Raptors going for another specimen on the high chamber. They are successful. They have 1 more on their wall. Knight Riders look like they're preparing to hang. And Everything That's Radical is currently in a 2nd level ascent. That's the end of the game, Robo Raptors with a park in the observation zone. You Bet gets one final sample in the high basket. And we have a level 1 ascent by the Knight Riders and a level 2 ascent by Everything That's Radical. Congratulations, teams.
This is a high-scoring match, one of the highest we've seen today. Blue Alliance with 85 points currently, and the Red Alliance with 121.
If the scores do not change, it looks like the Red Alliance might have an opportunity to set the event high score here.
Looks like there may be some penalties on the Red Alliance. Teams are picking up their robots.
Here come the final scores. Congratulations to the Red Alliance. That's an event high score with a win of 136 to 111.
There were some penalties on the Red Alliance, one for starting teleop early and one for the human player reaching into the zone.
Even with those 20 points of penalties, they did manage to secure a win. Our next match on the Blue Alliance, it looks like it's going to be Top Bot and Deviation from the Norm. And on the Blue Alliance, it looks like it's going to be Guild of Gears and Screw Ups. Our teams have now taken the field.
This is qualification 9 of number 23.
Lots of teams today, so lots of matches. Expect for a lot more action-packed matches in the day to come. And just a reminder to anybody that may have their cell phone on them, please turn off your Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi on your cell phones does interfere with our robot's connection and can alter the outcome of the match. Thank you very much. Looks like both teams on the Red Alliance are moving and both teams on the Blue Alliance are moving. All these teams have proven to have very successful autonomouses. Deviation from the norm with a 3 sample in the high basket. And Topbot with 2 specimens on the high chamber. The Blue Alliance has 2
Drivers,
of
pick up your
those samples in the net zone.
3, 2,
along with 1 sample on the
1.
high chamber. Now begins teleop. And Topbot knocks their sample off of the high chamber.
Most likely trying to secure it, worried that if they go for more specimens, there is a chance that they will knock it off. They are very efficiently moving those samples into their observation zone.
Field of Gears looking to grab a sample.
Excellent performance by deviation from the norm there. It looks like they're trying to get some more samples from the submersible. And they get another one in the high basket. They have a very successful strategy.
Topbot hanging more specimens on the high chamber. Field of Gears going for their second specimen.
And Topbot securing a 5th on that high chamber. Still plenty of time left in the match, and teams are still doing very well.
Guild of Gears hung their specimen but knocked the other one off.
Red Alliance is filling up that high basket.
Topbot aligning to hang.
Deviation from the norm with another sample, and they get a park. Screw Ups Park, Guild of Gears with a level 1 ascent.
Topbot with a level 2 ascent.
Congratulations, teams. Excellent match.
Looks like the Red Alliance may have an event high score with a score currently of 174 to 45.
You do see how the strategies play out so far today. On the Red Alliance, we saw 2 teams with strategies that worked well together, one going for specimens on the high chamber and one going in the high basket. If you go for that strategy, you can work independently from your other team, and that allows you to not get confusion in the field and most likely score a whole lot of points. Looks like it definitely worked for the Red Alliance.
Teams are picking up their robots. Scores are still being tallied up. And it looks like a win for the...
And here come the results. That's an event high score for the Red Alliance, 192 to 51. Congratulations to the Red Alliance and those 2 teams. Excellent job.
In our 10th qualification match of the day, we have 8813 Winter Soldiers with 22479 Royal Robots. On the Blue Alliance, we have 10139 Glitch Mob with 7196 Everything That's Radical.
Our teams have taken the field. And our teams are off.
Royal Robot. Everything That's Radical going for a second specimen. Royal Robots hung 1.
And got a park in the observation zone. Everything That's Radical also gets a park.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And it looks like Everything That's Radical is going to push a sample into the observation zone and turn it into a specimen.
$88.13 attempting to hang a specimen on the high chamber.
And
They
the
are
winner
successful.
soldiers get that on there. Royal Robots going for a sample in the low basket. Sounds like there might be a bit of motor trouble on the winner soldier's robot. It is shaking.
71.96 now with 5 specimens on the high chamber. Glitch Mob did score a sample in the low basket. $22479
Looks like the winner soldiers had to stop their robot for fear of damaging it. There was some motor issues there. Both Everything That's Radical and Royal Robots going for a sample from the submersible.
Royal Robots grabbing that sample.
Glitch Mob has 2 samples in the lower basket. Looks like they might be going for a second level ascent there. Does not appear like they can pull their robot off the ground. They do manage to fold their robot up and are hanging in a second level ascent.
Royal Robots with a first level ascent.
It looks like Everything That's Radical's robot there at the end started to fall apart. We see their battery hanging off and their number plate, and it appears a securing mechanism all on the ground. Royal Robots did get a level 1 ascent there. And Winter Soldiers got a park in the observation zone. It does currently look like the Blue Alliance is going to have a lead here, 81-51. However, there may be multiple penalties awarded to the Blue Alliance for the parts that came off of everything that's Radical's robot there at the end. However, it does not seem that those points may change the outcome. And the Blue Alliance is a winner with a score of 102 to 59. It does not look like they were awarded any penalties.
Good job, Blue Alliance. In our 11th qualification match of the day, we have on the Red Alliance 11721 CPUs and 8988 Bellevue Blockheads. On the Blue Alliance, we have 20097 Robo-Raptors and 8588
The Finger Puppet Mafia. Teams, you may now take the field.
Looks like 11721 did get that wheel back on their robot. We'll see if it stays on. And the wheel falls off.
Both alliances have taken the field. Looks like the Blue Alliance is talking strategy with their teams. And here the teams go. Robo-Raptors and Bellevue Blockheads both moving. Robo-Raptors get a specimen on the high chamber. Bellevue Blockheads get a park in their observation zone. Looks like Robo-Raptors are going for a second specimen on the high chamber, and they do successfully get that, as well as a park in their observation zone.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Eight 988 quick to push a sample.
Looks like Robo-Raptors have a sample from the submersible. They drop it in the observation zone, and their human player turns it into a specimen. It looks like Finger Puppet Mafia is working with the Robo-Raptors to successfully get those specimens. The Blue Alliance now has 5 specimens on the wall.
8988, it has 4 samples in their net zone.
Robo-Raptors hang another. And another. Robo-Raptors with their 6th specimen. And now their 7th.
8988 grabbing their 6th sample, attempting to push it into their observation zone.
Looks like the Blue Alliance is going for as many of those samples from the submersible as possible. Finger Puppet Mafia has been successful in pushing the Alliance neutral samples into the net zone. Now it looks like they're preparing to get a level 1 ascent. Robo Raptors have absolutely filled up that high chamber with
That's 9 specimens for the Blue Alliance. Both
9
teams on the Red
specimens
Alliance
on
did
the
park.
high chamber. That is the most specimens we have seen on the high chamber today. Seems like the Blue Alliance had a very successful strategy with their teams working together.
Scores are still coming in, but this looks like a win for the Blue Alliance.
And it looks like the winner is going to be the Blue Alliance with 122 to the Red Alliance with 21.
Well done, Blue
Congratulations.
Alliance.
Excellent job, teams.
In our 12th qualification of the day, we have on the Red Alliance 7196, Everything That's Radical with 7400 Schmizman. On the Blue Alliance, we have 8672 U-Bet and 6093 Deviation from the Norm. As we see our teams readying, notice that all of these robots have capabilities to score in the high chambers and high baskets.
There the teams go with autonomous. Looks like everything that's radical has hung a specimen on the high chamber. Deviation from the norm with 2 samples in the high basket.
Both teams on the Red Alliance are not active.
And they get a 3rd in that high basket. Congratulations. Deviation from the norm. Both teams from
Drivers,
the Blue
pick up your
Alliance park in
controllers.
the observation
3,
zone.
2, 1.
And here they go. Looks like everything that's radical is going for another one of those specimens on the high chamber. And Schmizman gets one of those Alliance neutral samples in the high basket.
Smithman scoring a 2nd sample in the high basket.
You bet looks like it might have gotten hung up there on a sample, but they are now trying to get a sample out of the submersible. They do that, so they do that successfully, and they are now putting it on the wall. Deviation from the norm with another sample in the high basket. Schmizman gets a Alliance neutral sample from the submersible into the high basket. Everything that's radical gets a specimen on the high chamber.
Smithman keeps putting those samples into the high basket. You
Looks
bet
like-
hangs a specimen but knocks one off.
Looks like deviation from the norm gets another sample in the high basket.
Endgame.
You bet is trading samples, puts one on as one falls off. You bet has finally secured one sample on. Now if they go for a second one, it should not fall off.
We see deviation from the norm with a large amount of samples in their basket.
The Blue Alliance gets 2 parks in the observation zone, and the Red Alliance gets 2 second-level ascents. Congratulations, teams.
Everyone does.
Looks like that was a very high-scoring match. It is currently 114 for the Blue Alliance to 153 for the Red Alliance. If the Red Alliance gets a couple more points, they could be getting very close to our event high score today. Here come the final points, and it looks like our winner today is going to be the Red Alliance with 160 points. to Blue Alliance with 17. Congratulations, Red Alliance. Good job, teams.
In our 13th qualification match of the day, we have 10139 Glitch Mob and 6545 Night Riders on the Blue Alliance with 8588 Finger Puppet Mafia and 24296 Top Bot on the Blue Alliance. If you look on the projector screen, those show all of the matches for the day and the league rankings. Those will be very important for the league tournament. As the teams with the highest league rankings get to pick their alliances for the finals.
League rankings are determined by how many points a team has in the league, and points are determined by if you win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you get no points. And if you tie, each team gets 1 point. Currently, so far this season, we have yet to have seen a tie.
The teams have taken the field. And they're off. Top Bot quick to hang a specimen on the high chamber.
We have seen so far this meet, Top Bot, when hanging those specimens, has only been hanging them partially. It does still count for points, but when they're only slightly on there, it can open them up to the risk of them falling off. Oh! It falls off the high chamber and lands on the low chamber. That is a stroke of luck for Top Bot.
3, 2, 1.
It seems as that specimen has fallen, it also managed to do a 360 before it landed. That is truly amazing luck for Top Bot. Looks like the Finger Puppet Mafia is pushing some of those samples into the observation zone so that they can turn them into specimens, and Top Bot can then hang them on the high chamber.
We see Glitch Mob attempting to pick up some samples.
Night Riders pushing some of those samples over towards the net zone. Glitch Mob going for a sample near the wall there.
Top Bot hanging a sample in their high basket. Finger Puppet Mafia with a sample on their robot.
Finger
They
Puppet
hang it
Mafia
on the high chamber.
secures their third specimen on the high chamber. When you look at Finger Puppet Mafia's arm mechanism, it looks like it has 2 segments, which allows it to be more mobile when getting onto that high chamber. Glitch Mob has secured a sample. It looks like they're headed for the low basket with it. And they drop it successfully in the low basket.
Top bot looking to hang.
Finger Puppet Mafia is trying to park in the observation zone. Top bot with a either second or first level ascent. Looks like it's going to be a second level ascent. It has been confirmed Top Bot's ascent was second, and Finger Puppet Mafia got a park.
Currently, this does look like a win for the Blue Alliance.
The point standing is red with 9 points to blue with 76 points.
Teams are picking up their robots. Scores are being finalized.
As you can see on the here come the final points here. And it looks like a win for the Blue Alliance with 94-9. Congratulations, Blue Alliance. As you saw earlier on the screen, you may have noticed that one of the teams had a yellow color behind their number. That indicates that they got a yellow card, which is how you saw those foul points appear there to the Blue Alliance.
In our 14th qualification match of the day, we have 6603 Guild of Gears with 7400 Schmizman. On the Blue Lines, we have 11721 Central Processing Units with 22479 Royal Robots.
Our teams have now taken the field. Something interesting to look at before these matches start is what kind of preloading the teams have done.
You may either preload a specimen or sample into your robot, which can help it hang it on the high specimen or high basket.
And the sample can either be Alliance neutral or Alliance specific. Four samples are in each team's reservoir at the beginning of a match. 2 Alliance neutral and 2 Alliance specific.
Each team also gets 20 clips to hang on their samples to make them specimens.
And they're off. It looks like Schmizman is going for a hang on the high chamber. They are successful, as is Royal Robots.
Royal Robots with a park.
Schmizman with a second specimen. Looks like they're going to go for hanging it. And they drop it.
Guild of Gears scored a sample in the high basket.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And here our teams go.
Schmizman Schmizman picks up a sample and delivers it to their human player. Little bit of collision between Guild of Gears and Schmizman.
Looks like Glitch Mob is going to try to push those, sorry, not Glitch Mob, Central Processing Units, is going and trying to push those Alliance neutral samples into the net zone.
Schmizman with another specimen.
They are successful.
Royal Robots also with another specimen.
They are also successful. And the Guild of Gears has just gotten another sample in their high basket.
Royal Robots going for a third specimen on the high chamber.
As well as Schmizman. Schmizman is successful, but the Royal Robots dropped that specimen.
Guild of Gears looking to pick up samples from the submersible. Schmizman now with 5 on the high chamber.
Schmizman quick to turn that 5 into 6.
Royal Robots going for the third specimen on the high chamber.
Royal Robots barely gets that specimen hanging on there. And Schmizman with a second level ascent at the end of that match. Currently, Red is standing in the lead with points 109 to the Blue Alliance with 51.
Teams are picking up their robots. The final score is coming in.
And here comes the final scores. It looks like it's going to be a win for the Red Alliance with 129 points to the Blue Alliance with 54 points. Congratulations, Red Alliance. Good job, teams.
The Red Alliance did get a 5-point foul. In our 15th qualification match of the day, we have on the Red Alliance 8988 Bellevue Blockheads with 20097 Robo Raptors. On the Blue Alliance, we have 8813 Winter Soldiers with 22380 Screw Ups.
And here the teams go. It looks like the Robo-Raptors have a specimen there on the high chamber. Looks like screw-ups are pushing some Alliance neutral samples towards the the net zone.
Robo Raptors grabs 2 specimens on the high chamber.
And they successfully park.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And the Robo-Raptors are off. Looks like they're going to try to get a specimen on the wall there. Winter Soldiers have successfully gotten a specimen off their wall and are now hanging it on the high chamber. They drop it.
Robo Raptors grabbing a specimen from the submersible.
Bellevue Blockheads have pushed 4 Alliance neutral samples into their net zone. Looks like there might have been a foul there. Winter Soldiers going for another specimen on the high chamber.
Robo
And they
Raptors
dropped that
delivering.
one. Looks like the Robo-Raptors are trying to get a sample from the submersible. They do get that sample. It looks like the screw-ups are moving those Alliance-specific samples into the observation zone to be turned into specimens, and then the Winter Soldiers are able to get those specimens and put them on the high chamber.
Robo Raptors quickly hanging those specimens they got from the submersible.
They have their 4th, looking to make it 5th. They now have 6. They drop one, but their human player quickly puts it back on the wall. Sounds like there might be a little bit of motor trouble over there with the Winter Soldiers. We did see that earlier in one of their matches, and they had to stop their robot. They are again going for a specimen on the high chamber. They do not manage to get it on, and the Robo-Raptors get...
Robo Raptors with 8 specimens on that high chamber and 4 samples in their Alliance.
It was 7 samples, I believe. It looks like the Red Alliance got a minor penalty. And points are still being added up, but it looks like that's going to be another win for the Red Alliance here. And here come the final points. The Red Alliance does indeed get a win, 104 points to 14. The Blue Alliance did get that minor penalty points added from the Red Alliance's penalty.
In our 16th qualification match of the day, we have 7196 and 6545. Everything That's Radical and Knight Riders on the Red Alliance. And on the Blue Alliance, 6603 Guild of Gears and 11721 CPUs.
Looks like our teams are taking the field and preloading their samples and or specimens.
Teams have taken the field.
This is our 16th match of the day. There's going to be 7 more to come.
For everybody who has come out today to watch your robotics team compete in this event, we just want to thank you for showing your support to FTC.
You coming here and watching these meets and telling your friends and family about these meets is really the best way you can help out these teams. Spreading the word about what a great competition this is and how great these teams are is really amazing of you guys. Thank you.
On the Red Alliance, 7196 quick to hang that specimen. Guild of Gears looking to drop their specimen in the high basket. They do.
Everything That's Radical with another specimen looking to hang that on the high chamber. Barely hang it on there.
Guild of Gears with a level 1 ascent.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
And Everything That's Radical looks like it's headed to get some of those samples. They did have a bit of collision there with the Guild of Gears.
Everything That's Radical hammers that specimen to make sure it's secure on the high chamber. Guild of Gears with a second sample in the high basket. Looks like central processing units may have a sample stuck inside of their robot.
Looks like the Guild of Gears have another sample, but it rams against the wall and they drop it. Looks like the CPU's robot has stalled, but conveniently in the observation zone, so they will be awarded a park at the end of this match if they don't get their robot moving.
Everything That's Radical knocks their specimen off of the high bar, but brings it back over to the human player to reset.
If they can get this one on, they will be up to 5 specimens on that high chamber. And there they go, 5. Everything That's Radical going for one final specimen.
Looks like Knight Riders got a sample in the low basket.
The clock is ticking down.
One of Knight Rider's wheels did fall
Everything
off.
That's Radical drops it. Looks like they're trying to hang. Will they manage to hang in time? And that's a first or second level ascent for Everything That's Radical.
A first level ascent for Guild of Gears. For qualification 16, it looks like the Red Alliance won with a score of 82-49. Well done, Red Alliance.
Hello, families. I have a big announcement to make. One of our FDAs, who is somebody who is around the field, ready to help the teams if an issue arises, has a birthday today. His name is Seymour, and I hope you will join me in singing him a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Seymour. Happy birthday to you.
Teams in our 17th match of the day are on the Red Alliance 60-93, deviation from the norm, and 22380 screw-ups with on the Blue Alliance 86-72, you bet, and 88-13 Winter Soldiers.
Looks like our teams are taking the field.
Looks like we have a question regarding the scores of last match. The teams for the 17th qualification match have taken the field.
Six more matches to go. This has been an excellent meet so far. We have gotten to see a ton of teams from our league demonstrate their robots in the field.
We have an updated score of 85-49 with Everything That's Radical getting a level 1 ascent in autonomous.
And they're off. It looks like it looks like deviation from the norm is going with their usual autonomous that usually gets them 3 samples in the high basket. It has been highly successful for them so far in this meet.
You bet scoring 2 samples in the high basket.
And a third.
Drivers, pick up your
Matching
controllers.
deviations 3 in the other basket.
2, 1.
In that autonomous, the 2 teams from the Red Alliance both got parks. Oh, no, it looks like deviation from the norm has dropped a sample in them, but luckily their linear slides managed to push it out, so that will not be an issue for them. You bet going for more samples in the high basket. Looks like the Winter Soldiers are going for a sample or specimen on the high chamber. It is tilted slightly, though. Oh, looks like they're going for the low chamber. They may be having issues with their linear slides. We did see earlier their linear slides having mechanical issues, and now it appears that their belts are not connected.
Deviation from the norm, getting samples in that high basket very efficiently. As well as Z-Bet on the Blue Alliance.
Screw-ups have been pushing their samples into the net zone. You Bet gets another sample in the high basket.
This is a very close match. This may come down to who has more samples in the high basket.
We do see currently, though, thanks to the Winter Soldiers, the Blue Alliance, and their linear slides are operating. The Blue Alliance has 2 samples hanging on there barely. It will be interesting to see if they push their luck for another, risking them falling off. And nope, they just call it there. And You Bet manages to drop that sample in the low basket at the last second. This is a very, very, very close match here.
Both teams on the Red Alliance did park. Currently, this is looking like a win for the Blue Alliance with a score of 137 to 104.
As you can see here, something to look at is how the different teams, very close in their strategies, had slightly different performance. You see both alliances in their autonomous got similar points. But down here, we do see that the Blue Alliance got more samples in their high basket. But the Red Alliance also managed to get 5 samples in their net zone. What will probably be the tiebreaker right here, or what definitely gave Blue the win, is these samples, or these specimens right here on the high chamber. Those 2 being worth 10 each is 20 points.
The scores should be coming in. Teams are picking their
Here come
robots
the
off
scores.
of the field.
And it looks like it's going to be a win for the Blue Alliance, 146 to Red 110. Why you saw that drastic score change there for the Blue Alliance was the 10 points awarded because the Red Alliance got a foul there.
Congratulations, Blue Alliance.
Looks like our teams for our next match are taking the field. Something to look at is we have the Royal Robots against the Robo Raptors. They are sister teams from the same school.
Teams for this next match on the Red Alliance, we have 20097, the Robo Raptors with 24296, Top Bot. On the Blue Alliance, we have 22479, Royal Robots with 8588, Finger Puppet Mafia.
Teams are now taking the field. Both alliances talking strategy before the match. Is very important for these teams to talk to their alliance team member and plan for what might happen if, for example, a sample or specimen gets stuck on their robot, how they may help each other out. That is why this year's competition really shows the teamwork abilities of these teams, which is very important in first. Gracious professionalism is valued very greatly. And the teams are off. It looks like we have 3 robots moving right now. The Robo-Raptors with those linear slides reaching extremely high. It looks like their robot might be stuck on that high basket there. Topbot getting 2 specimens on the high chamber. And Royal Robots with a park
Drivers,
there.
pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
The Robo-Raptors managed to drop that sample in the high basket. They are pushing the Alliance-specific samples into their observation zone to be turned into specimens. Royal Robots look like they're probably going for those Alliance-neutral specimens. And it looks like they're going to drop one in the low basket there. Finger Puppet Mafia attempting to get, and they do successfully get that specimen on the high chamber. Royal Robots trying to get another sample in the low basket. They do. Finger Puppet Mafia pushing. Oh, it looks like Finger Puppet Mafia has had a part of their robot. Looks like the part that collects samples or specimens is now on the ground. Looks as if it's fallen off. However, they are helping out the Royal Robots by supplying them with as many samples as they need. The Robo-Raptors here have gotten 6 specimens on the high chamber, and Topbot has been going for those samples in the high basket. Robo-Raptors going for 1 more specimen. Royal Robots going for a sample from the submersible. Finger Puppet Mafia working as a pusher bot to get all of those samples in the net zone. Really good performance by those robots there. Looks like the Red Alliance is going to end with 6 specimens on the high chamber and what seems to be 5 samples in the high basket. And it looks like the Blue Alliance has 4 samples in the net zone and 3 in the low basket. as well as 2 specimens on the chamber.
And it's a win for the Red Alliance with a score of 119 to 46.
Congratulations, Red Alliance. Good job, teams.
Robo Raptors now first in the league.
Finger Puppet Mafia, a great example there of what you do when something that you didn't plan for happens. Their mechanism to collect samples and specimens fell off, yet they worked as a pusher bot and helped their team member very well in that match. Looks like our next teams are up. It's gonna be 8988. The Bellevue Blockheads on the Red Alliance with 7196. Everything that's radical.
On the Blue Alliance, it looks like we have 7400 Schmissman with 10139 Glitch Mob.
The teams are now taking the field.
And they're off. Schmissman going to hang a specimen on the high chamber. 7196 successfully hanging a specimen on the high chamber. Schmissman going back to push one into their alliance zone. $71.96 successfully hanging one on their high chamber.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Now begins teleop as Bellevue Blockheads looks to push samples into the net zone. Everything that's radical going to hammer that specimen down, and it falls into the submersible. 10139 Glitch Mob getting a sample in the low basket. 7400 Schmissman bringing samples over to their human player. Schmissman looking to hang their first sample. They do get it. 7196 is stuck on the submersible. 10139 did lose their number plate, but they did hang another sample in the low basket. Schmizman looking to hang another specimen. 8998 Bellevue Blockheads looking to keep pushing those samples into their Alliance net zone.
Everything That's Radical manages to hang a specimen on that high chamber there. It looks like Schmizman's robot is disconnected. However, it is in the observation zone, which will award them a park at the end of this match.
Everything That's Radical looking for a second level ascent. They do get it.
Looks like they're there very well as Glitch Mob hanging there.
Can these teams hold the hang until the end of the buzzer? Yes, both teams get a level 2 ascent on each alliance.
Congratulations, teams.
This currently looks like a win for the Red Alliance. 10139 with a penalty.
Something to watch out for that determines the win or not very often for these teams is your autonomous points, because if you scored something such as a specimen or a sample, those points will carry over into the next portion. So if you had 2 specimens in autonomous and you added 1 more, you would still get those 30 points again until you.
And it's a win for the Red Alliance with a score of 81-39.
Congratulations, Red Alliance.
In our 20th qualification match of the day, we have 4 left. We have 8588 and 11721 Finger Puppet Mafia and Central Processing Units on the Red Alliance, and 6093 and 8813 Deviation from the Norm and the Winter Soldiers on the Blue Alliance. As our teams are finishing up the qualification matches and you begin to leave, please check your area for any trash on or underneath your seat. Please keep the area clean.
A big thanks to DeWitt for letting us use their school here for our meet.
DeWitt is Team 6603 Guild of Gears. Thank you, Guild of Gears.
Our teams have taken the field and are talking strategy. We see deviation from the norm with their autonomous there. This autonomous has been very successful so far this meet.
Finger Puppet Mafia did move forward.
And deviation from the norm getting their third sample in the high basket there.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Looks like deviation from the norm there is going to be getting those samples from the submersible and going for them into the high basket.
Looks like 8813 and 11721 may be having disconnection issues. 8813 is active. Deviation from the norm with another specimen in that high basket.
The Winter Soldiers, 8813, looking to get those specimens onto the high chamber there. They release it. Oh, looks like a bit of collision there. There is a robot against the wall.
Deviation from the norm appears to be stuck on the side of the field.
Doesn't look like they're moving.
Finger Puppet Mafia did get a sample on the high basket. 8813 with another sample on that high chamber.
Interesting strategy by the Winter Soldiers. Instead of fully pulling down, which they have had some issues with, they are just releasing those specimens for them to land on the chamber there. Looks like deviation from the norm and CPUs are both dormant. Finger Puppet Mafia has that specimen there, and it looks like they're going to be going for that on the high chamber. They do get it on.
Winter Soldiers with a specimen stuck in their robot.
Oh, they get it out, though.
Winter Soldiers with the park in their net zone.
Finger Puppet Mafia with a park in the observation zone. Tough luck for deviation from the norm there. A collision with their team member caused their robot to become inactive. However, it does look like the Blue Alliance is still in the lead there.
With a score of 92-32. Teams are picking their robots up off of the field. Scores should be coming in soon. And it's a win for the Blue Alliance with a score of 92-35.
Congratulations, Blue Alliance. Good job, teams.
In qualification 21, we will see 7400 Schmizman with 22380 screw-ups. On the Blue Alliance, we will see 6545 Knight Riders with 6603 Guild of Gears.
All of our teams have now taken the field.
And they're off. Schmizman looking to hang a specimen.
Guild
They
of,
do drop it.
Guild of Gears going for that sample in the high basket, but it gets stuck in their mechanism and then falls.
Schmizman missing that specimen that they intended to pick up.
Guild of Gears almost gets a level 1 ascent as well.
Drivers, pick up your controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Knight Riders looking to push a sample towards the net zone. Guild of Gears going for a sample in the high basket.
Schmizman uses their rotating claw
They see-
mechanism to grab samples from the submersible.
They successfully release it.
22380 looking for alliance neutral samples to push into their
Looks
net
like
zone.
Guild of Gears has another sample in the high basket. Knight Riders still looking to push those samples towards the net zone.
Little collision from Schmizman and
Guild of Gears gets another sample in the high basket.
Schmizman going for a third specimen on the high chamber.
Guild of Gears going for their fourth specimen in the high basket. They are successful.
Schmizman hangs their third specimen. Schmizman quickly trying to hang specimens to get as many points as possible in the final 30 seconds of this match.
Looks like Guild of Gears is going for another sample in the high basket. They successfully drop it in there. Almost get caught on that high basket there. Knight Riders and in the net zone.
2 parks from the Red Alliance.
And a level 1 ascent from the Guild of Gears. Congratulations, teams.
This currently looks like a win for the Red Alliance. With a score of 67-40, the Red Alliance is in the lead.
This is one of the closer matches we've seen today. Here come the results. And it looks like it's going to be a win for the Red Alliance, 73-43. Great job, Red Alliance. Our next match has the Royal Robots and the Bellevue Blockheads on the Blue Alliance.
On the Red Alliance, we have 24296 Topbot and 8672 UBet. Topbot and UBet are sister teams, both from Bettendorf High School. It'll be interesting to see how they cooperate in this match.
So, we do know that you are competing on the same alliance as your sister team. How do you think that that's going to give you the advantage in this match?
Our autos are basically the antithesis of each other. So UBETS is great at samples. We're pretty good at specimens, so I think that'll give us a good head start when we were going into teleop.
Okay, thank you very much.
Teams are taking the field.
Both Topbot and YouBet so far this meet have proven themselves as very capable teams. And the Bellevue Blockheads have proven themselves to be a very effective pusher bot, helping out their team greatly. Royal Robots has a robot that is mostly with a strategy of getting those specimens on the chamber. It will be interesting to see how these alliances go against each other. And here they go with their autonomous. It looks like YouBet and Topbot both fail at their task. One missing the high basket. YouBet misses the basket again. Let's see if they can get it the third time. They miss it again. Looks like they were just a hair off on that autonomous. Their fourth one, can they make it? Yes, that one does get in the high basket.
Drivers,
Royal
pick up
Robots
your
there
controllers.
got a specimen on the
3,
high chamber.
2, 1.
YouBet and Topbot quick to move. Topbot trying to pick up that specimen.
It looks like Topbot might be trying to get that specimen that they dropped in autonomous back. Bellevue Blockheads are pushing samples into the net zone. And
YouBet with a sample in their mechanism.
the Royal Robots look like they have stopped in the observation zone. They did, however, before they stopped, get 2 specimens on the high chamber. It looks as if they're examining their robot to try to see the issue that arose with it. Bellevue Blockheads are moving very efficiently, moving as many samples as possible.
YouBet
into the
scoring
net
a
zone.
sample in the high basket. Topbot with 3 on the high chamber. YouBet going back to the high basket with another sample.
Looks like Bellevue Blockheads just pushed another sample into the net zone.
Royal Robots appear to be inactive.
YouBet doing a great job of scoring those samples in the high basket. Looks like there might have just been a penalty.
Topbot with 2 stuck in their robot. This is a foul. YouBet continuing to put those samples in the high basket.
And that's the end of our match. 2 parks for the Blue Alliance. It does look like there's a big lead for the Red Alliance, 104-7. However, there is a chance that multiple penalties may be awarded to the Red Alliance.
104-57. Scores
Looks
are
like the points are being tallied in. And the Red Alliance wins with 115 to Blue with 63. Congratulations, Red Alliance. We did see 10 points of penalties awarded to the Blue Alliance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our final match of the day. A big thanks to everybody for coming out, and I hope this finale ends our day strong.
On the Red Alliance, we have 60 and 93, Deviation from the Norm, and 10139, Glitch Mob. On the Blue Alliance, we have 20097, Robo Raptors with 6603, Guild of Gears. We'll see how each team complements each other in this final match, as 4 very capable robots are appearing in this final match.
Something that determines the outcome of these matches greatly is autonomous. Even if it's only 30 seconds of our 2-minute and 30-second matches, the points that you can get in that time that will double is a very large deal. So, if Deviation from the Norm here with their usual autonomous and Robo Raptors with their usual autonomous, both very good, be interesting to see who comes out on top.
We've seen Deviation from the Norm normally go for samples in the basket, and Robo Raptors going for specimens on the high chamber.
And that is the start of our final match. Looks like Deviation from the Norm is going to get those samples in the high basket.
Robo Raptors with 2 specimens on the high chamber, getting a park.
Deviation from the Norm successfully scores 3 specimens or samples in the high basket
Drivers,
and
pick up your
parks.
controllers. 3, 2, 1.
Teams
Both very good autonomouses from both teams. Robo Raptors quick to push those samples into their net zone.
It looks like Deviation from the Norm is going to continue collecting samples. Bit of collision there between the two alliances. If that collision is perceived to be deliberate, that could end up being a penalty, but most of the time it is just a busy area of the field. Glitch Mob trying to get around Deviation from the Norm here.
Robo Raptors attempting to pick up from the submersible.
Looks like they're going to try to put that sample in the low basket. They drop it.
We see Guild of Gears going for their 5th sample in the high basket.
They back up, and Deviation from the Norm is able to get another sample in the high basket. Deviation from the Norm has been a very efficient team today with this strategy. Another one in the high basket.
Roboraptors now a 6 on the high chamber.
Looks like instead of hanging, Deviation is going to go for another one in the high basket. They are successful. They may have a chance to get that hang there still.
10 seconds left. Roboraptors going for a 7
10
specimen.
10 seconds, Deviation from the Norm going for one more. Can they make it? They lift up as they're moving, and they dump that sample in the high basket at the last second. Congratulations, Red Alliance. That's
Very high scoring match on both sides. Who will come out on top in the final match?
That was a second level ascent for the Red Alliance there. Blue Alliance currently with a total of 7 specimens on the high chamber and 6 samples in the basket. Red Alliance with 9 samples in the high basket and 0 specimens.
Currently, this does look like a win for the Blue Alliance, but anything could happen. All right, teams are picking up their robots. Let's see what the final score was.
Looks like a team on red was given a penalty. And, oh, maybe not. That gives the Blue Alliance the win, 158 to 116. Congratulations, Blue Alliance. And congratulations to all the teams that came out today and performed so well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to our meet.
We will see you again in the next league meet.
Thank you so much to DeWitt for hosting us at this wonderful school. And thank you to all the volunteers that make this possible. They have given their time to this program.